In this lesson, we're going to cover other social engineering attacks. Now, some of these common social engineering attacks include diversion theft, hoaxes, shoulder surfing, dumpster diving, eavesdropping, baiting, and piggybacking or tailgating. First, we have diversion theft. Diversion theft involves manipulating a situation or creating a distraction to steal valuable items or information. In the physical world, this can involve creating a scene to divert attention while an accomplice commits theft. In the digital realm, it could involve diverting internet traffic to fake websites to steal victims' data. One common example of diverting internet traffic to fake websites to steal data is to conduct a DNS spoofing attack. In a DNS or domain name system spoofing attack, the attacker manipulates the DNS server settings so that when a user types in a legitimate website URL, they are redirected to a fake website created by the attacker. This fake website usually relies on a brand impersonation to closely resemble the legitimate site and to trick users into believing that they are on the correct page. Once on the fake website, the user might be prompted to enter sensitive information such as usernames, passwords, or credit card details. If the users are unaware of the deception taking place, they may provide this type of sensitive information to the attacker without thinking they are being targeted by an attack. Second, we have hoaxes. A hoax is a malicious deception that is often spread through social media, email, or other communication channels. While hoaxes may seem harmless, they can cause significant disruption and panic and are sometimes used to spread malware or phishing attacks. Hoaxes are often paired with phishing attacks and impersonation attacks. For example, if you are using a Mac system and you receive an alert through your browser that your Windows has been affected with a virus, and that will be a clear indication that is a hoax since Windows malware cannot be used to affect a Mac OS or Linux-based system. To combat hoaxes, it is important that users use good critical thinking skills and conduct fact-checking of any suspicious messages, websites, or other forms of communication. Your users must always verify the information they receive is from a reliable source before they take action on any request they receive. Third, we have shoulder surfing. Shoulder surfing involves looking over someone's shoulder to gather personal information. This can be done to steal pins at ATMs, passwords on public computers, or sensitive information from their paperwork. Also, it is important to remember that targets do not have to be close to the victim to perform shoulder surfing, as the name suggests, because modern technology like the use of high-powered cameras or closed-circuit television cameras can make it easy for attackers to steal the victim's information from across the room, across the building, or across the city. To prevent shoulder surfing, users must be aware of their surroundings when providing any sensitive information. If you work in an open floor plan building or a cubicle farm, you should require the use of privacy screens in your organization's workstations and provide shielded keypads when asking someone to enter a PIN or password into a system to prevent shoulder surfing. Fourth, we have dumpster diving. Dumpster diving involves searching through trash to find valuable information. Dumpster diving is commonly used to find discarded documents containing personal or corporate information. And yes, I know it sounds disgusting, but a good social engineer will not be deterred from jumping into a dumpster or searching through your trash cans because it can be a gold mine of sensitive data about the targeted organization. To prevent dumpster diving from being an effective attack, any sensitive or confidential documents should be shredded before disposal, and your organization should implement a clean desk policy where employees lock up their documents or shred them at the end of the day. In modern enterprise networks, virtual or digital dumpster diving is also becoming more popular. Virtual or digital dumpster diving is performed by an attacker who is able to look through the recycling bin or the deleted files on a given system. This type of virtual or digital dumpster diving can be prevented by properly deleting and overwriting old files on your storage volumes, such as your hard disk drive, solid-state drives, or cloud-based storage systems. Fifth, we have eavesdropping. Eavesdropping involves the process of secretly listening to private conversations. In a digital context, it could involve intercepting network traffic to steal data or conducting wiretapping of the organization's phone system. Eavesdropping can take the form of an attacker listening to you while on the phone, revealing some type of information that they might be interested in, or it could take the form of an adversary in the middle or on-path attack. In this type of attack, the perpetrator intercepts the communication between two parties without their knowledge to effectively listen in on their conversations. To prevent eavesdropping, your organization must always use secure and encrypted communication channels, encrypt any data that will be transferred across the network, and regularly update and patch their systems. Sixth, we have baiting. Baiting involves leaving a malware-infected physical device, like a USB drive, in a place where it will be found by a victim, who will then hopefully use the device to unknowingly install malware on the organization's computer system. Most people tend to be curious, and some untrained users might be intrigued to find out what's on that USB drive that they found in the parking lot. So they walk over to their desk inside of the office building and they choose to insert the newly found USB device into their computer system to see what is stored on the device. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that the USB device may contain malware that gets installed on a computer within just a few seconds of connecting that USB drive to a computer system. To prevent baiting, your organization's users should be trained to never use a USB device or other device if they don't know exactly where it came from and if it is safe to use. Seventh, we have piggybacking or tailgating. Piggybacking and tailgating both involve the unauthorized person following an authorized person into a secure area. However, there's a critical difference between piggybacking and tailgating. When it comes to tailgating, the attacker attempts to follow an employee through an access control vestibule or access control point without their knowledge. So let's imagine an office building that has a secure entrance that requires an access card to unlock the door and enter the facility. An authorized employee, Jane, swipes her card to enter the building. Then, unknown to her, an unauthorized attacker who doesn't have their own access badge quietly follows Jane into the building before the door closes behind her. If this person was able to get inside the building without Jane seeing them, they will have successfully performed a tailgating attack to gain unauthorized access into the facility. Piggybacking, on the other hand, involves an attacker convincing an authorized employee to let them into the facility by getting the authorized employee to swipe their own access badge and allow the attacker inside. This time, let's pretend that John, an authorized employee, is about to enter the same secured building that Jane just entered a few minutes ago. As John is about to swipe his access card to unlock the door, an attacker who is dressed up as a delivery person walks up to the door carrying a large package. The delivery person politely asks John to hold the door open since their hands are full and they need to get this package to the receptionist on the other side of the door. John, wanting to be helpful, swipes his access badge to unlock the door, holds the door open for the delivery person, and then follows the delivery person through the door and heads to his own office. In this case, the delivery person has piggybacked into the building because, unlike the tailgater who followed Jane into the building without her knowledge, John willingly allowed this supposed delivery person to enter the building even though they were really an attacker who didn't have authorized access to get into the building. Insider threats often use piggybacking to enter an office or data center without recording their access badge in the facility's security log. So remember, there are multiple different kinds of social engineering attacks, including diversion, theft, hoaxes, shoulder surfing, and dumpster diving, to eavesdropping, baiting, and piggybacking or tailgating. Divergent theft involves manipulating individuals to redirect goods to a different location for theft. Hoaxes spread false warnings or claims to create unnecessary worry or actions. Shoulder surfing involves direct observation of confidential information like pins or passwords over someone's shoulder. Dumpster diving refers to searching through trash for valuable information that hasn't been properly disposed of. Eavesdropping entails secretly listening to private conversations, usually without the participants being aware. Baiting lures victims into downloading malicious software or revealing confidential information by promising something enticing. And lastly, piggybacking or tailgating involves unauthorized individuals following authorized personnel into secure areas without proper authentication.